clear as day. And then...
No, man. I didn't hear anything.
Life, Chad.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Chad. Oh man. Oh, it's flying, man. Oh no, it's flying. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Chad. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. What? Jesus, what? Oh my god. Oh my god. Things are on. I'm freaking out right now, Chad. I do not know what to do right now. I have chills right now, Chad.
With history rooted back in the early 1800s, the cemetery is widely regarded in the paranormal community as one of the most haunted locations in all of America. In the 1960s, the cemetery was sort of a lover's lane kind of location until it became more and more isolated, falling victim to vandalism and then decay. Vandals would destroy gravestones, and graves were even dug up, opened, and bodies removed, which is a disturbance that a lot of people believed increased the presence of a paranormal energy in the cemetery.
Now we came here one night after we first investigated Mantino, and we came back here and we found it in the middle of the night. We didn't last long because we were haunted by mosquitoes, but this time we're ready to go. We got all the bug spray we need. You better believe it's caked on and we smell terrible.
The pond near the cemetery is connected to a legend based on the death of a farmer who was tangled in the reins behind his horse and eventually dragged into a pond where he drowned. A century later, Cook County Forest Preserve officers have reported seeing a horse near the pond, pulling a plow behind it and then vanishing.
Bachelor's Grove Cemetery is known by many paranormal experts to be considered possibly the most haunted place in the entire world. And there are many reasons why experts believe this, and many of those reasons come from the history of the land. Now, back in the times when the mafia was very prevalent in Chicagoland area, mobsters would come back here in this secluded woods area, back to this swampy pond to dump bodies. It was a perfect place for them to do that. Well, that could be one of the reasons why there's paranormal energy still lingering around here. Now, Chad and I have been through swamps before, and we're not afraid to do it again if we have to.
The first person buried in the cemetery was Eliza Scott in 1844, and some of the last buried were Laura McGee in 1965, and Robert Shields, who was cremated and buried in a family plot in 1989.
Now, one of the reasons Bachelor's Grove Cemetery has built this great reputation for being so haunted is some of the evidence that people have gathered here. Some of the most famous apparition pictures ever taken were here in the cemetery. People also often capture orbs, seems to be floating from headstone to headstone. What's the reason behind that? Well, the GRAGG team knows that if people are capturing evidence here, our goal is to capture evidence. So we're here, and we're going to do everything we can to catch some.
Many reports have also been made about a vanishing house, ghost lights, electronic malfunctions, and many other bizarre happenings within the cemetery.
We're gonna just take a little tour around and see what there is to see. Right off the bat, it's one of the neatest places we've ever been. Just the landscape of everything. You know, some of the tombstones are like an amazing shape, and then some of them just seem like old ruins. It's hard to see. Some of them just pop out and you can barely see it just in the ground like that. Man, I feel like we might get something back here. I just have that vibe. I remember being a kid, Chad, and driving past cemeteries with my mom, and she'd always say something that stuck with me. What if everybody in that cemetery just stood up and was standing there? It'd be a huge crowd of people. Isn't that such a bizarre thing? Me to you, Chad, I really feel like we're on some sort of movie set or something.
Right. Man, I was actually going to say, this is like an old Goosebumps.
Oh, totally.
Something, you know?
Totally has a Goosebumps vibe to it. Dude, this is cool.
The sun's going down as we prepare to investigate one of the most famous places we've ever done. But will it live up to the hype?
All right, man. You ready for this? I think it's about that time. What are you thinking?
I think it's time, man. It's dark out. We need night vision to see.
But I think what I want to do while we're walking around is maybe open up with like an EVP, electronic voice phenomena. All right, I'm recording.
Is there anybody here?
Is there someone here with us? What's your name?
Were you in the mob? Are you buried here? Did you hear something over there, man?
Did you hear like a creak or something?
Yeah, man. It's just hard to tell because we're outside,
Yeah.
you know. It could like be an animal or something.
Yeah.
But it sounded like I felt like I heard like a stick or something over there.
Yeah. If you've watched any of our stuff before, basically the way this works is we ask a series of yes or no questions. If there's anything around us, any kind of presence or any spirit or anything like that, it could come up to either the no or the yes and answer our question.
Okay. So like if it feels contact, it'll
Right.
light up.
And normally within 2 feet is what that can pick up to.
Okay.
If that thing goes off, I'm gonna flip out, seriously.
Right. Do you want us to leave?
Are you a man?
Were you in the mafia?
You wanna go over in that far corner over there and run the obelisk, man?
Yeah, man. Obelisk is always good.
Oh my gosh.
Man, that freaks me out though. Dude, it's creepy here now.
Yeah, it is. All right, this is the obelisk. And the way the obelisk works is it's got like a database of over 2,000 words built into it. Travis and I are going to ask a series of questions, much like an EVP. Is there anybody here with us?
Lean? What do you mean, like a leaning tombstone or?
You got to be a little more specific for us. Can you do that for us?
Are you a man or a woman? Were you in the mob? Are you getting anything? It's pretty
No.
quiet right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really picking anything.
I feel like it displays words a little quicker than this normally, actually.
What is your name? Do you want us to leave?
If you say yes, we will gladly leave right now. I'm feeling it a little bit more right now, man.
Huh?
I said I feel like I'm feeling it a little bit more right now.
Like you feel like
Like-
an energy?
Yeah, well, not necessarily like an energy, man. I just feel like this is it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Is there anybody here? Dude, it's so creepy out, man.
it is.
I just
It
feel
is
so
really-
exposed, you know?
Right.
Dude, it's not really picking anything up.
It's not actually, no. Don't be afraid to talk to us.
I feel like I might have just picked up an orb, man. So when you're reviewing this, make sure you like
We're at.
watch closely. I feel like it was right here, man, and it kind of like crossed in front of you.
It's kind of creepy, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like I usually don't.
I feel
catch
like,
those,
especially
but
outdoors too.
I feel like I saw it though.
Like you're more, I feel like it just picked up rope.
Rope?
Rope.
That's Chad. That's kind of creepy, man. Because
That is
remember
really
they would
creepy.
like come out and kill people back here and
Right.
like bury them, like
Who
rope,
knows?
man. Maybe they like lynch somebody and like look at this tree here, man.
That is really creepy.
Dude, that's pretty creepy.
I'm getting kind of getting chills thinking about it.
All right, Chad. So
All right.
we got some action with the Ovilus. What are we doing now here?
This is actually a spirit box, is what a lot of people call it. Basically, what it does is it sweeps through AM/FM radio, and that allows us to kind of hear the white noise. And we can, much like everything else we've been running, we can ask questions, and sometimes you can pick up sentences within the white noise. So it's sweeping right now, and I'm going to put this into this little bag here, and that's going to shield any radio frequencies out of it. So it's just
if
going to
we
be
hear any
pure,
voice or anything, it's not the radio.
pure
it's-
white noise.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it up to the microphone so it's going to be able to... Is there anybody in here with us? Is there somebody here with us? If there is, feel free to use this device to talk to us.
What is your name? Were you killed here?
There's some like crackling over here, man.
I didn't hear it. You heard some crackling?
Like crackling, like something was walking over here.
I didn't hear it. Shut that off. You thought you heard a noise over there?
I thought I heard a noise like walking over there, man.
Dude, I'm kind of feeling it right now.
I am too, honestly.
Like for real, man. I'm
Like-
like feeling it.
I know, man. I feel like we're in like a bad spot over here, honestly.
Did you hear something behind us, man? Like, yeah, like that one.
I seriously feel like I'm hearing footsteps like all around us, man.
Man, the worst part of it is just that we're outside, you know? So it's like hard to tell.
You're right. I went from being like okay to feeling kind of uneasy in just a short second.
Right.
How did you feel about it, man?
Man, like when we first started, it felt really quiet. Like we
Yeah.
weren't getting anything.
Definitely.
And then like,
Then we had the weird like Ovilus thing.
right, man, like it felt like the atmosphere started changing and then it said rope.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
That could
could
be
mean
it.
anything.
It could mean anything.
But the fact that we're in a place like where people were like lynched and murdered and
Right,
things like
right.
that, that's pretty creepy.
That's spooky, man.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like we haven't gotten any like
Like defining.
moments where like it's been like paranormal evidence, man, but it definitely has like a weird feeling back here.
Right.
Most paranormal investigators have a bucket list of locations they'd like to investigate. Most of those lists would include Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. While we didn't find indisputable proof of the paranormal, the GRAG team can now check it off our bucket list. Until next time, Graggonites.
Well, Graggonites, we just got back to the Gragmobile, and there was a nice little note from the powers that be, issuing us a $35 parking ticket. So you might think we're fancy business, but the Grag team is not allowed to park wherever we want. Oh well. Still a good time. Chad, you got 35 bucks, man?